Peanuts, get your peanuts here.
Hey guys, how's it going? So I thought I'd do a nice tour of Kliptoff, the city. Also, I know what I'm actually going to say, doesn't it? Yes, turn around. Let's turn around so we can actually see it in the background on F5. I'll do it. Yeah, that's good. Hey guys, what's up? So I thought I'd do a tour of Kliptoff, the little village that we built building on the rock. And today I've actually got a guest with me, which is Zarius HD.
How you doing?
I'm still a bit cringy on it. Let's do that again. Yeah. Hey guys, how's it going? So I thought I'd do a... Yeah, fuck me. Ugh. This is usually what happens when I get in from like work.
It's all right.
Hey guys, how's it going? So today I'm going to be doing a tour of Kliptoff, the little village that we've been building on the cliff over the last couple episodes, and I've actually got a guest with me today, which is Zarius HD.
How's it going?
So if you guys don't already know Zarius, there's going to be a link in the description to his channel, as well as the card at the top of the screen as well that you can click on and go and check out his videos. It's going to be quite cool.
Awesome.
Right, so are you ready?
We are ready.
We are ready.
Bum, bum.
So I don't know if you know about the lore of the place. So the idea is that the north coast is quite... there's lots of pirates and there's lots of bandits around. So the castle wasn't originally built. And then what's happened after that is because of the pirates and bandits and like the king's men, well, they kind of like stay around the capital. They were basically getting pillaged all the time. So they kind of built this little village on the cliff to kind of escape bandits at night. But in the day, they go out and they go into the fields, they go fishing, all that jazz, really.
It looks really good, man.
That's the idea behind it. So yeah, the front gates are quite a bit different than, say, the castle gates, which are very, very stone. So we went with like a nice palisade wall and a ditch as well. You know, everybody underestimates the power of a ditch, but you know, it's always good. Make it more difficult so people kind of get stuck in the mud down here and then are trying to get up to the walls, and you know, it's just a nightmare.
Cool.
So yeah.
Is this a retracting bridge?
No, it's not. It is just a nice little wooden bridge. So it's mostly just to get over that. I did think about it though, and defense-wise, it would have made a lot of sense to do so. But no, I just left it as like a nice, simple wooden bridge. That, well, that's about it really. There's not too much with it.
I like it. I like the button effect as well that you've got on here. It's not just like, you know, ordinary planks. It's got like buttons to actually...
Yeah, I've been trying to use that quite a bit in the ground. So I've actually used them here as well as like dirt blocks or something, you know, like dirt that gets kicked up. And I don't know. I'm not sure if it works or not, but it's not too bad.
I like it.
It'll do.
Gives it more depth.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
So should we explore one of the first towers?
Yeah, let's do it.
So simple little guard tower, nice little fire. I've actually tried to do quite a lot of fires in a lot of the buildings with these ones because of it being quite cold.
Yeah.
That's the idea behind it. So yeah, little guard post, very simple little living area. Same again on the top as well. Oh, there you are. So here we go. And then yeah, next level, just zoom all the way up to the top. I think this one. But there we go. Cool. So this is the top of the tower, the wooden towers, nice and simple. And as you can see with the stairs, you can actually look down as well. So these are called matriculations.
Matriculations.
Yeah, I know it's a word you won't be able to use every day, but yeah, the idea is that you can then shoot down. It's something that I've added in like almost every build now, but you know, you can actually see pretty good. So if I actually went down there, I reckon you'd be able to see up and actually shoot me. That's what I reckon. There we go. If I go down here, so I don't know if you can see me yet.
Oh yeah, I see you.
Look, yeah. So I would really struggle to shoot you up there, but you can shoot me in the face basically.
Actually,
yeah,
I should give it a shot. Hang on. Let me
give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Bow and arrow. So get some arrows. And we're gonna get a bow. Let's give it a shot. So go there.
Oh
wow, that is cool.
Yeah, I'm really struggling. So I can see all mine, and they're just
tower defense.
That went pretty quick. Yeah, you got me there, definitely. I think you've got me a couple times now. For me actually trying to shoot you is really difficult. Yeah, so they're pretty cool. And they were on actual castles and stuff, so and walls and just everything in general, but it gives you a good view. So you've got the view out, so you can actually see if, say, for example, a ship's coming. Well, actually, you can see the ship over there.
Yeah.
So you can definitely see the ship coming. Yeah, you can see the ships are coming and kind of escape from there, but also, obviously, guards are lazy. They need to sit down, and they'll just be chilling. Sat on a nice seat most of the time, just sleeping, probably.
This is really cool, dude.
It's cool, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Right, if we come down here, the other thing is, because it's a bit of a crap wall, what I've decided to do is kind of like build this kind of area on the top of it so you can kind of get onto the top of it. So from the outside, it doesn't look like you can actually walk on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
You actually can. So there is actually like this little stands, and it's all just built in really, really cheap on the other side with just little bits of fence holding it up. It's like super duper cheap against that. And they would actually do this kind of stuff, and it will be on the castle, and I'll talk a little bit more like that. But yeah, like temporary defenses they can just tag on, they would do quite a lot of the time. So it's kind of quite interesting from that side. But as you can see, it doesn't go all the way, so there is weaknesses in the wall. But you kind of, if the enemy could see people up here, firing from them, they wouldn't think about it. So they've got a big kind of issue here. They could just probably, with some effort, walk around the walls and get in that way. But it's all about peace of mind for the citizens, the little villagers, the peasants.
That's cool. I love the design
cool,
as well. I love it.
Cool. Thanks, man. Right, so if we go to where the tree is in the middle, or in the central part of it. Oh, there you are. So we got the stocks. So this is a design I stole off of Mine Colonies. But any villagers that have been misbehaving, they'd be locked up there. They can throw cabbages at them. And you might notice there's one of them's had a little accident while they've been here as well. That's all sound there. So yeah, they've been there a bit too long, and well, you know what happens. Not so good. If we continue around here, let's go to the village barn. So yeah, like I was saying with them having all their stores and everything to try and keep them safe, they bring all of their crops, all of their stores, everything like that, and they bring it into the barn. So we've actually got, including the animals as well, because I think the pirates were coming on here. They were thinking about bacon, and they were stealing the pigs. So we got some pigs, we got some sheep, so they'll bring these in at night. And then the rest of it is just stuff.
Just stuff.
Like, typical Minecraft, let's fill up everything. And there's a little bit of grain up high in here as well on this like top level. So the idea of it being up high is to keep it away from rats and keep it dry as well. So that's why the hay's up here for any of them. So I've tried to make it a little bit more logical, I guess. We might at some point need to grab a lamp as well, because when we get into the castle it'll get dark, so it might be worth grabbing one in your hand for shaders.
This is real. Oh, I love this bit too.
Yeah, I know. I love the little campfires. They're just awesome. It's a brilliant block. Really good block.
There's just so much more now you can actually use. I mean, you got another one up here as well.
Yeah, I know. The custom models that they added in 1.14 are really good. They should have done it ages ago, but it just adds that little bit of something. So it's quite good.
Spot on.
Yeah, and then this is the night. So this is kind of with the door as well. I tried to make it look open with the trapdoors. So they've still got an actual door and a little door on them, but obviously it's open at day and closed at night. Cool.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
So if we go over to, we could go in the inn. Actually, I quite like the inn, the pub, because it's getting a little bit dark. So yeah, we better go into the pub.
On the pub.
So I don't know if you want to.
See, I like this as well for detail. You've got the logs of wood outside.
Oh yeah, I know. I was thinking about that little spot, and I was thinking this is the perfect place to keep things dry.
Yeah.
So you can just imagine they would use that. They've got one on the side of the building as well. And we'll have a look at that in a second. But it just seemed like the perfect place for it. So yeah, you'd hang up your coat behind you after a long day in the fields. As a peasant, you come in here and we go, "Oh, you're right there, Mr. Zarius.
Why?
What would you like? Would you like some ale? And they'd give you some ale, and they'd be like, oh yeah, oh bloody hell, yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
warm
what I
my
like.
ass by the fire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and sit by the fire. Or you could then also go into the other room as well. So they've got another room. So yeah, another fire and lots of places to sit. Kind of because a lot of pubs in. Well, actually, it's more like Roman era. They actually didn't eat a lot at home. They used to go to restaurants all the time. So like pubs and things like that would actually have quite a lot of food. I don't know if it was the same in medieval ages, but I guess it would be. Just like same as really what we have now.
Like bowls of soup, stews, and turkey legs and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. I'll go with that. Salmon was actually really common for peasants, surprisingly, in medieval England.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so what we think of as fancy is not actually that fancy. I don't know if you want to have a little wander around. There's 2 very small rooms on either side.
Cool. I love it.
They are tiny. Whoops. And then we've got where you would probably be staying in this village, if you're not staying with the Lord, obviously. But if you were important enough, the Lord would put you up. But if not, you've got here where you can sit here. You can play wooden Minecraft, I guess. I don't know.
Wooden Minecraft, yeah. Chess, checkers.
Basically chess, I think. Wooden Lego or whatever it is. I have no idea. But yeah, this would be where you'd be able to relax up. And at the end of the day as well, with the town being quite closed, or with the village being quite closed in, you can quite kind of imagine a lot of people congregating here. This would be their kind of like center where they go to chill out, and it's quite social, so that's why I've kind of made it a little bit bigger. Now, one of your questions might be, well, all this ale's making me go.
Yeah.
So
the
tell you what, I'll have this stool here. You can have the other one.
Mine's filled.
yeah, it's a little bit full there, but
wow.
I know.
I'll just close the lid on that one.
Close that. Yeah.
I'll wait outside until you're finished, dude.
Imagine how bad this would be with just washing your hands as well.
Oof.
In like a bowl type of thing. Even if they would do that, I don't know. Ugh, be horrible. Right, let's set the time. Oh look, it's suddenly dawn again. That's good.
Wow.
Lucky that.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Oh god, yeah, I know. Yeah, after all that ale as well. Yep. So yeah, a couple stables. So right near the city walls. Again, you can't really tell from the outside that there's actually stables in there, which I quite like. The fact of that, but they're very basic, very very vanilla. Basically, throw a cauldron in the floor, put some hay up, you're done. Yeah, it's nice and simple from that side. We've got another tower. This one's got like a couple jail cells in it instead.
Ooh.
So these aren't for actual real criminals. Those would be probably locked away in one of the tower rooms in the castle. But if you've done something bad and you need to be locked away for the night, or you're too wasted and upsetting people again, you've been shouting around town, they might lock you up. But basically, the upstairs is all exactly the same as the other one.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go up there if you don't want to. But yeah, it's exactly the same. The only thing it's got is a view of the bay instead, which we'll have a look at in one of the other towers, I think.
I like the fact that you've got like the heater in here or the fire in here.
Yep.
But he's dead, isn't he?
They might have forgotten about him. You never know. That's it.
Yeah.
Gone. Yeah. A little bit unfortunate, I guess. And yeah, I tried to mix it up again. So you still got the wall going up on here, but it wasn't coming from the tower. And the other thing that just happened to kind of work was that you could actually walk on the roof. I can kind of imagine in a time of need they would use the roof of a building, I think, to stand and shoot on. So at least they can they got that little platform. It's kind of the idea behind it. Just
run for your lives and scatter and run. Protect.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Right. So, small little spot. They'd be cooking something over the fire, and then when it's raining or anything like that, at least they've got a little bit of cover here. And it kind of looks over the bay, which I really like. This bay, I think it turned out really nice on World Painter. So it's quite a nice like natural harbour. You've obviously got the stream as well coming in, and the beach, and yeah, it's just quite nice. pleasant place I think to live. Would be
It
quite,
fits.
yeah, quite good.
You built this on a mountain. It fits so well, dude. It fits
It
really
does,
well.
doesn't it? Yeah.
Nice
I know,
little
it's
bit
cool,
of
isn't it?
beach. Yeah, a little bit of beach. And the
Yeah.
actual, you got the obviously like the little area for the paddle pool as it comes in, but then you go out
Oh,
to
yeah.
the deeper areas and you can tell by the darkness of it.
Yeah, yeah. So it gets quite a lot deeper, and that's quite cool. I quite like that. I'm very happy with how the world actually turned on. Well, this island turned out in general. I spent quite a bit of time on it this time.
This is the world painter world, isn't it? You did
This
a world
is the
painter.
world painter world. Yeah, I need to get it up for download. Actually, the blank download, definitely need to do that sooner rather than later, because it is kind of like ready. Right. So then we get into the little town centre, so the little market square. Oh, there you go. Well, hello, sir. Have you got any apples? What's the harvest like today? That's what they'd be like, you know.
We've got a potato over here.
Oh, I got a potato. Well,
Potato.
the potatoes are especially good this time of year. You know.
So we got what?
Like,
I got apples, carrots,
Yeah.
potatoes.
That's pretty much it. That's it for Minecraft food, and the rest of it's meat. So yeah, we then got bread and soup man. I love bread and soup man. Every single little one of my towns has a guy that's just going, "Would you like some bread and soup?" And that's it. They actually did have in medieval times this never-ending pot sometimes,
Yeah.
which they just kept it on and would just keep on adding things into it and make like a broth that just is cheap, nasty. Rat meat goes into it, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they use the same thing in Game of Thrones as well. You see
They
them dipping
did,
their
yeah,
bread
yeah.
in the pot of soup or
Yeah.
stew and that.
And it would actually happen, so it just have anything goes into it, so pretty hideous. Obviously, we've got a butcher here, so
Oh, the
yeah,
meat
pretty
bag.
grim. You can imagine the smell of this, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Dreadful, wasn't it? Really horrendous in heat. The little potter as well. So this was making pots. So I was trying the grindstone. Yeah, grindstone. That's the one. Grindstone out. So they've got that. They've also got a little kiln as well at the back. So as they're making the pots, they'd also be able to fire them and then sell them.
Love the detail, man. Like right next to it. Although it's a little village, and like obviously this is like the little centerpiece. You got all this kind of bread and stew and stuff like that, which the stew can grab the meat. But then you've also got the pots that are being made for all this sort of stuff. So it's all like a little really close-knit community.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was trying to think of like little ideas that people might have. Kiln, obviously, that would be, in reality, would be somewhere else. You wouldn't have it in the market square where you've just got a big fire. But you never know. Yeah, actually, there we go. Zara is the pot maker, famous pot maker. I will make the pot for you. Could be like some French dude. And then there was a basket weaver as well. So. Weaving baskets, they'll be used for everything, especially with harvest and all that kind of stuff. Constantly in use and obviously quite cheap to make. And then basically just like a fishmonger, because of course we are by the seaside, so there'd be quite a lot of fish. And with things like salmon would be quite good. So I did, because we've obviously got the fish now, I can then shove in a live one as well. So I thought that was kind of cool, just to do something a little bit different. That's like the little village square. The next building we come across after the village square, when you go through the little archway, this was me to try and separate it out from the road. Actually, I quite like how it turned out, because you got the little wall, but also it then marks a really clear entrance to the market. So I'm quite happy with that little thing. But yeah, blacksmith is next. So he wouldn't really be making a lot of weapons, but a lot of the farming equipment and things like that, or horseshoes, or anything really that just stuff like that. And of course, we have the item frames now that we can place on top of anvils and on top of things, which is kind of opens up a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, I was going to say how awesome that looks. It just looks like he's put it down for the evening. He's going to go and have something to eat, come back, or go and have some lunch, come back.
Yeah, exactly. And he has got a... Oh, yeah. I think he's got... Didn't do a little story in the actual house part of this as well. Well, I say a little story. I mean, it's more of a... So a lot of the tradesmen would have apprentices. So you'd send off your kid to an apprentice when he was quite young.
Oh,
so
yeah?
that's where the apprentice sleeps.
Wow.
So tiny little thing, but he would usually sleep in the same house, hold as the the main dude. So yeah, they've got a nice fire in here. This is where the warmth is. Obviously, they've got a nice little place to sit. And really bare bones though. So they've obviously not making a lot of money, but the blacksmith and his wife would probably be in here, and maybe they'll just give the food to the apprentice every so often, or get him to work and do everything. But they've also got ale in the house as well, because I wanted to. Well, they don't look like they've got a lot. They have got their own ale, or their own beer, or something along those lines. So it's still like a slight bit of wealth, but really it's still pretty poor. We now get into the housing district. I'm just going to set the time. There we go.
Housing. Oh, there.
Yeah, so it's over here. So this is where the houses get a little bit funky. So what I tried to do, if you fly up a little bit, we've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses. And yeah, 3 of them are at angles. So I'm trying to mix in like quite a lot of angled buildings. Actually, what you might not have noticed is the inn is actually angled.
Is it?
Yeah, it's angled. Yeah, look at the roof.
Oh, it is too.
Yeah, so the interior, I used the partitions to kind of make it feel natural. So yeah, but yeah, you bet you didn't even notice that.
Wow, no.
I know, it's cool, isn't it? So it just follows the road and just gets pushed back, but yeah, you don't really notice it. So that is really cool.
I think it's clever.
Totally forgot about that. Yeah, somebody did some really cool drawings online of how to do it, and they're spot on actually for the technique of it. Absolutely spot on.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Cool. Now I don't know if you want to go through the houses. We can probably whip through some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them, like the 45-degree one, it's just really funky and just horrendous. Really, it really is. 45-degree, just interiors, just they're such a nightmare because you try and do things like the table and chairs here, and it just looks totally off. And again, there's like somebody that's got a little bedroom in there, like really tiny bedroom where it's just a bed to kind of like fit with that little corner that we had. Yeah, but it's very, very simple.
Hang on, I've just got to adjust my eyes because it's gone like Sloth from the Goonies at the moment because of this 45-degree angle house.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
There we go.
It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, some chickens, of course, fresh eggs, always good. This is one of the better houses. So, because it's obviously on a nice flat, so they've got a really nice looking fireplace, lots of wood, lots of seats, and 2 quite large bedrooms as well. So this is obviously somebody that's got a bit more wealth for whatever reason, or they're a bigger family that's able to get a lot more money in. Something nice and simple like that.
Wow.
And then if you have a look at the first house I built, so this was the one that set the style.
Oh yeah.
Of everything, because it's always good to start with different things. So we've got lots of storage stuff. They're just cluttered everywhere. And again, yeah, lots of like the bed, because there's not really much space for bedrooms in here, so they've got to share their bedroom with everything else. But some people would actually sleep on benches, surprisingly. So they used to have like a picnic bench type thing in one room, and then at night they would actually sleep on that.
Wow.
I can't imagine that personally. I think that'd kill my back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, not so good.
But that was all about survival and work in those days, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
live to survive, sort of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a nice little area as well. So nice little area, so you can see over the bay. You can see the ships that are coming in. So it's not so bad, even for the peasants. They've made use of these little spots to have a nice little tree, have a little kind of almost like a garden type area where they can relax, and not they'll be able to do a lot of relaxing, but that kind of stuff.
I'm loving it. I'm loving this, dude.
Cool. It's cool, isn't it? It's nice and.
I love this chicken coop as well.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, this is from like Conquest days. So this is like converted from a Conquest kind of design. I think Duke on Red One came up with something very, very similar, which I've probably stolen off of that. But yeah, really cool little design. It's a shame some chickens were actually inside the coop as well because they can walk in. But now obviously they're all just underneath it instead. But
He just laid an egg. He's laid a couple of eggs.
He did, yeah, exactly. See, they've done. Good, isn't it? Right, so if we go around, we do have another house at an angle, but up to you if you want to whip in and whip out, or
Go
What?
on.
Oops! I'll try not to
We'll-
hit you in the face with a door.
we'll whip in, whip out.
Yeah. All
But
right.
yeah, it
'cause
has another one of these barrels.
yeah, they've got ale. They love ale, really, don't they? So
Oh,
yeah, quite a nice little simple thing. Oh, that's a cupboard. Didn't realize what that was. Then. Strange. So that's a slight angle one. Yeah, but it's still quite steep actually. It just makes interiors difficult.
Oh, I've got to see this. I've got to see this. The church. Is that a church? That's the
It's
church.
a chapel. Yeah, this is the chapel. So
Wow.
this is religious center of the town. Church has got quite a lot of wealth, so they're quite important. And because of that, they've invested quite a lot of money in this little chapel. So I tried to keep it really small, but I tried to really detail everything about it. So using all the new blocks that we've got, the polished andesite especially, the stone brick, walls.
Graves and all.
Yeah, they got graves and all. So tiny little gravestone, grave area. Got one that's collapsed in over here. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah, so I tried to make it look like because it is on a cliff, you would have subsidence and all that kind of stuff. So I was trying to think, how can we do that? How can we make that look good? So that's kind of what I went with for that side, and it does actually work, I think. So
Yeah, and the stained windows. My God, they're so awesome.
oh yeah, that was really difficult to do because as soon as the first time I did it, I hated it, and then when I kind of just went with it, it ended up working. You just got to do it completely randomly and try and get it so the colors aren't too weird. Actually, this one's a bit bad. Actually, I don't like this one. Something doesn't work about it. I think there's too much white in there. Maybe. It's
Yeah.
more just color, I think. So that one's not so good. But yeah, it's quite interesting. So yeah, this was built off of a design that I found on like everything Google Images. I saw like a nice little design that had these towers on it. So it wasn't like usable towers. It was just little things, and that's kind of like what I went with. And then it just, like usual, always changes whenever you're building something. You just kind of use like a little design idea and then expand it. And I saw these bits on the side that were sticking out on a couple of them, so I went with that. So
Oh,
yeah, this is
dude.
where they would all go.
Wow.
It's cool. It's cool, isn't it? The colours as well, stained glass, for like little chapels and churches are awesome. Oh, there we go. Better sit down.
Right. We are here amongst everybody in the village. Let's bow our heads and give our minute's silence to our fallen comrades.
What, are we rushing? Let's give minute silence for fallen comrades. Okay,
Yes.
that's good enough. Now get back. Go make potato in field.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Be brilliant, wouldn't it? But no, I quite like it. Yeah, it actually doesn't look as small as I thought it would look, because I detailed the outside so much that I was kind of really afraid of that. But it looks like it's got enough seats for everybody. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of uptown as well, near the castle, so that kind of works as well. And yeah, nice. It's not too bad.
Awesome, man. Love it.
I can't remember. Did I do anything special with this house? No, I didn't. No, that's another house that's just exactly the same, lots of stuff in it, and I think it's the exact same on this one as well. That's a very similar one to the one we've already looked at, or have we already looked at that one? I don't know, but another park as well, nice little park. So I tried to use the little areas that we've got, especially where there's these houses around here, so you can actually look out, and it kind of looks quite nice, and just be here like chilling out. Yeah, it's quite cool. Right, the castle.
The castle.
This is where the tour really begins. This is where
Dun,
this is where it's going to go on forever. Yeah. So, yeah, the castle. I did a similar thing where you have a tiny little ditch on each of the walls.
Yep.
So for draining water away and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of, as well as the defensive side of it, of making the walls bigger when they actually don't need to be bigger. Obviously, the gates are at a 45-degree angle, which was not my first choice at all. It's just that when I was looking at where the road was leading, it had to be 45 degrees, so that was it. I had to just go with it, even though I didn't like it. And the problem with that is that detail-wise, it kind of looks a bit janky, I think.
Yeah.
Or in my opinion, I think it looks like a face, especially this bit here. Like the wall is a nose. You've got 2 eyes, and you've got a mouth down here, and you won't be able to unsee it now. So, and especially with the little hat as well, it's almost like he's got a hair or hat or something.
Yeah.
So,
The medieval castle Grayskull.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's fine. This is the other thing as well. The portcullis doesn't. It kind of works. It doesn't work as well because you got, even when it goes all the way down, you can just walk right through it. But yeah, small little kind of portcullis there. So that would be your first kind of defensive area. If you did get stuck here as well, people can drop things from you and shoot down and all that kind of stuff from up here. So they'll be able to hide, pull their bow, go into sight, bang, shoot in the face. And drop rocks and all that kind of stuff down on you. So hot water as well, boiling hot water they'd throw on people.
Yeah.
Rather than oil, because everybody always thinks oil, but yeah, hot water was more common because it's cheap, obviously. Oh, and also excrement as well. They would actually throw excrement at you as well. So I'm not joking.
Let's not raid any castles then.
Yeah, but yeah, it'd be pretty nasty. It's anything basically just to make people go, "Oh, that's disgusting," and like drop their shields so they can then shoot them more, just to make them feel like, "What am I doing here?" That kind of thing. So the Lord's stables, of course, he's got his war horse there. Yeah, it's just a nice little area. It's like most things. This is the Bailey that we're in now. So this is the bit inside the curtain wall.
Yeah.
So even when you get into here, you're not really, you then go, oh, well, actually, yeah. Say if you had a battering ram to get through that portcullis, one key kind of thing of defense is to try and make it difficult for people to maneuver. So battering rams, they usually just have wheels that go straight. You then got to try and turn it. So you can imagine this like 58-point turn of just trying to get there. And, by that time they could have shot down anything on you. But yeah, that's why that's at an angle. So yeah, that's quite good. Over on this side, we have an archery range. So, the guards can then, or guards and soldiers, anybody can then practice their archery.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, if you hit the item frame, it disappears. Didn't realise that. On Z. Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
I didn't realise that. Sorry, I got that one. Let me.
Oh, I got a bullseye.
What? Oh my god! Whoa.
Yeah, I'll try and do it again. Ready?
Yeah, right. Let me reset. There we go. Oh my god. He did it again. What a job.
Oh.
Look at that. Yeah, the idea behind this is obviously it's good practice, but it can be packed away. So if there's extra soldiers, staying in the village, they would be able to have tents in here, just like extra accommodation within the walls. But then, yeah, they can tent all of this area up. They could also have, outside parties or anything like that. But for the time being, and for building purposes, putting something in there is better than not putting something in there.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to make it look like they were at war or anything like that. But Bailey's super, super, super useful.
This is cool, man.
I'm surprised actually. I forgot that you could, if you hit a button, it would obviously open them. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you can tell if you get a bullseye. Yeah.
I know, it's cool. Right, so there is another little bit around here, which, training dummies. So practice your swords, smash them up, you'll be fine. And yeah, that was it. I mean, again, like this area here could be used for lots of stuff. It looks really overgrown, so I've tried to make it look like, yeah, they've got some practice dummies. They might occasionally go over here, but for the most part, they don't bother. They just don't do anything here. So that was the idea behind that.
Not bad, man.
All right, so next, you get into the keep. So I think this is called a barbican, which is where you have, like, basically you are going to die kind of zone. So you come into this area, again, people can shoot down on you from above here. So yeah, you're going to be in trouble. Whoops. Or you can jump down on you if you want, if they're ninjas, I guess. Yeah, so they'll be able to jump down on you, drop things on you. It wouldn't be so good. You then get through the next layer, and you get hit by another portcullis. But before you're in there, you can get shot at from every angle possible. Doesn't matter how good your shield is. And again, if you see these matriculations, I can then shoot down from here and just bang, You know.
So if I'm blocking you from that side, it's guaranteed to be
Yeah.
from behind and on the side.
Yeah, you could just have 3 people, and they'd be able to pick you off because they can stand behind these defenses and then come in, you know, and just do that. And when they appear, they can then fire at you. I mean, you know, you could have a small amount of people. You've got people, you know, focusing forwards, trying to hit into the portcullis and getting shot. And then you've even got, oh, you want to try the sword now? All right, a shield even. Yeah, we could do. Yeah, the idea would be, you know, he can get shot from there. They can then, you know, flip over onto this side. They'll be over there. And if I can get onto that bit, I'll have to go through the building here. There we go. Right here as well. I'll be able to shoot you.
Yeah, imagine everyone
So
doing all at once.
God, you just, that'd be it. You're done. And it is as simple as that. You're just done. Just a complete circle of death. And there's obviously as well like lots of arrow slits around this entire area. It would just be pretty horrendous. So you'll be able to defend it pretty easily. Even when you do get up to this point, this is where there's actually arrow slits on the side of these as well. So when you get right up to the portcullis, not only having stuff dropped on you from the side, so you could have your shield up, for example. You would actually also be able to get shot from the side from these arrow slits that are in the side. And we'll see where they go on the interior.
Wow.
So yeah, I actually tried to think quite a lot on defense on this. Next area, again, more arrow slits where you can get, you know, killed, and then you get the gate. So you'd have to then batter down the gate. So you'd have to have a lot of quite a big force to get into this kind of area. It would not be a good, you know, plan of attack. But that's what castles were kind of about.
Mm.
So this is where, you know, you as an esteemed guest would be welcomed in. You'd probably have somebody would call your name, so Sir Zarius the Brave, you know, something like that.
You rang, sir.
Hurrah! You know, hurrah! Yeah, typical kind of thing like that. And then you'd be able to make it up. So this, obviously, great hall could be used for lots of different things. In this case, it's actually laid out for a feast. I just decided to go over feast kind of configuration. It just makes it feel a lot more alive, I think, with feasts. But it could obviously be in the daytime. They could have like a throne up on here, and people could come and visit them. They could have, you know, dances, so they could clear out the tables and the chairs and have this as like a little ballroom. You know, multi-purpose everything. And one of the things I really want to do, which I don't usually do, is make sure there is fires everywhere. So we've got 3 main fires. Yeah, you gotta love that. You gotta love the pig.
Oh.
It's because of Conquest. Conquest has got a pig. Look, that's a perfect angle. Conquest has got a pig on a spit, and I just went, I wonder if I can recreate that in vanilla. And the only way is with a live pig, unfortunately. So yeah, don't judge. But you know, that's the way it is. So yeah, they've got 3 fires in here. One which has got a pig on it, one which has got some sort of boiling broth on it, and we got one at the back as well, where there's like a small sitting area, you know, type of thing there. But yeah, I quite like it, especially when you look up as well. I went with a wooden ceiling. It was initially stone brick, and it just looked too stone, and it wouldn't have made a lot of sense to you know, bridge that gap with it.
Yeah.
So I kind of went with that. But yeah, if we go into here, this is so part of the defense as well. The interior of the castle is quite complicated. This is where you'd be able to shoot at those people as well. So this little raised bit is, if they've got into those little areas there, you can then start killing them. So yeah, you get from there. But if they were somehow able to get into the Grand Hall, they get access to this room, there's no defenses lost.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, they would have to batter through these gigantic doors thinking, oh, we're going to get into one of the towers and that's going to get us up. No, not at all. So anyway, the idea of this room is, this is the buttery. And I'm not joking, butter.
Buttery.
Yeah, so this is where the term butler comes from. So the person in charge of beer, which is, for some reason, beer is in the buttery. The butler was in charge of the beer, and they would hand that out to peasants. There's usually, one of the things that's wrong with this one is that there should be another room, and that room, usually attached to the buttery, would be where the wine's actually held. So that's why I've got these up here. It's supposed to be the like wine holders, to try and make it a little bit different. So that's where wine bottles would be as well. So yeah, it's a little bit different. But yeah, that's where butler comes from. It's interesting, isn't it? That the peasants, the person that would give out the lower classes beer, is the butler. And you'd think butler is like a high kind of thing, but really interesting.
I love how you put the texture of the walls as well.
Oh yeah, got to, yeah. The ceiling beams. Try and make it seem like it's actually got beams going across.
Yeah.
It just makes it feel like the tower's actually, those are connected into bits of the stone, and it's actually going to be able to support itself rather than just like slabs or blocks.
Solid
So
supports.
it's quite good. Yeah. Right. So if we continue on down, let's go outside actually. So yeah, outside here we have another little bailey. But this one's actually more like a garden. So they've obviously here we'd be discussing matters of importance.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Sir Zarius, we need you in your greatest hour of need. Here's some ale and some bacon. I don't know.
Whilst having a game of chess.
Or having a game of chess as well at the same time, yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, I mean, this area obviously, unless they're attacked from sea, they're not going to really be needing it. But again, it's got matriculations. You can see all the way down to like the bottom of the cliffs.
Yeah.
There's obviously some little towers as well. We can get a really good view actually if we go into this tower. So this tower here, if we have a little wander around, we've got this bit built onto the outside of it. It's like a balcony type area. I can't remember what this is called now. God, I'll have to remember it in a bit, or Google it very, very quickly. But yeah, a nice little like area attached to the outside. On castles, you might have seen where they have like wooden beams sticking out of it, or holes, and that's actually where they would attach these on, which were called something, which I can't remember. And people in the comments are going to be like, "Rah," but that's fine.
That looks so cool, dude.
Doesn't it? It breaks. One of the things that it does is it breaks up the stone brick. It doesn't. One of the things I quite like about it is that it doesn't look perfect. It looks like somebody's tacked it on. Somebody's like made this little roof area here, and then they couldn't be bothered on the rest of it.
Yeah.
Because they just went, there's not much point there, but we, the Lord has asked for this anyway. We'll leave it, or it's under construction, whatever. It's like it'll do. But you do get such a good view of the bay area here, which I quite like, in the ocean. And obviously, there's a couple of Dutch ships invading, which is that's Bird.
Yeah.
One of the Patreons in the server built those. He wants to expand his Dutch influence over the server, which is fine. He seems to like doing that. I think is bizarre. You can get to the top of the tower if you wanted to. There's not much there. It's easy to fly up, I think. But like little sitting area. So they might have a guard stationed here to look out. It's quite a nice little lookout point. What else is in this garden? I guess there's another area into another little tower. This is just the bottom of the tower. Again, I didn't want to put in stairs going upwards, so it is just kind of like compartmentalizing the entire castle. So it's just a little storage room. You can imagine them just storing stuff in there, and they got a lot of wood storage as well. Obviously, the fires would take a lot of wood, so outside they have to have this little bit on the wall.
I love this little orchard you got going here as well.
Yeah, just like a couple little bushes, a couple little flowers. I can kind of imagine somebody doing that, like in an area like this where it's quite secluded, quite private. The public kind of peasants can't even see into it, so it kind of like feels like this would be quite a nice area. You can imagine it in Game of Thrones, really, can't you? Like that.
Oh yeah,
that kind of nice garden. And obviously, it's not as grand, but it'll do.
Yeah, with the little Tyrion hanging over the edge there, and you're saying,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly. So let's go into, if we do the basements first, because we can get them out of the way. There's two basements. If you follow this down, this is the bigger out of the two, and you might need a lantern if you haven't got one. So I don't know if you want to grab one and put it in your hand so you can see a little bit better, unless you can already, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Nice little area in here. This is where some of the benches, extra benches are, extra tables are. I don't know how they get them down those stairs. I haven't figured that bit out, but that's the idea, that this is like where they store a lot of that stuff. So it's like a bigger room. They just throw a load of the benches and everything in there, or they move them to the side or other rooms. But nice little basement area. I did think about putting some secrets in, but I didn't get around to it because I was like, quite interesting to do. But right. What else is over here? The kitchen. Yeah. So food, obviously very important. We got the nice bell there. That'll be when the kitchen's ready. And in here we just have a nice, very simple little kitchen. So this is where the cooks will be slaving away. It does go into one of the little towers on the back here, but it doesn't really get used at all. It's just this. It's just so tiny.
It's the smoker room.
Pretty much, yeah, it probably is, isn't it?
Just...
we beef. Oh yes, we beef. And make her the fish. That'd be it, you know.
Oh god.
Job done. Right, let's go. Let's go.
I got one question.
Yep.
The banners. Is there a story behind the design on these?
So what it's supposed to be is a sunset, and then you've got the cliffs. So because it's Kliptoff or Kliptoff top or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The cliff is. I've just shoved it into the banner. I don't think it's a great design. If anyone has any better designs, I'm more than happy to switch them out because I think it looks a little bit too. Looks like Billabong or like a surf brand with that kind of like logo thing. But that was the idea behind it. It was supposed to be representative of the area. So a cliff, sunset, water.
Yeah.
But yeah. I just think it doesn't quite work. Should we go to? Yeah, let's go through this door.
Medieval Billabong, eh?
Medieval Billabong, exactly. Yeah. Right. So this is obviously you'd have to break through this side of it. We do have some rooms. So these are kind of like rooms that I've also got the arrow slits, but what I've tried to show is with the what they called trapdoors. I'll just switch the time again. That they're kind of like open, so they're like they get closed, like they're windows almost. So otherwise it would be freezing cold. It's actually just a little shed that they've got in here. Yeah, because I can't imagine them being used a lot, but they would probably put them up just in case.
Yeah.
Nice little sitting area around here. Another little room. Gotta love these little rooms. Got as many rooms as you can, really. So whether these are like servants that are on the bottom floor. And that's everything that they've got. Oh yeah, nice little bookcase and display case as well. So I wish I had an extra block to use behind that glass because that would have just finished it off, I think. But unfortunately not. Right. So into this room. This room actually, similar to the other side, you can see how different I've tried to make them. This actually has the counterweight for the portcullis in it. So that counterweight joins up to the system from here as well because it has two sides to it. You've got the side that you're on there could actually shoot into that kind of gatehouse, and the side over here shoots into the bailey. You might not have noticed it as well. This is where the archery range is. We can see over there, just in case they got to that point. They were trying to find weaknesses or get ladders up onto the walls. We can shoot them from this side at least. Take care of those rapscallions, and also obviously downstairs is just a dumping area for wood. Because a place like this with that many fires, you've got three big fires or halves in the main hall, and actually there's more on the second layer as well. From here we have a little walkway. Again, we can shoot into all of this area. You can see into the main courtyard. We can be able to shoot the hell out of people. Very good. And then we can get into the front little tower. Again, shoot from pretty much every angle. What the hell? There's a pig in the archery range.
Where?
I'm not joking. There is a pig in the archery range.
All right. Let's try and take it out. Here we go.
I have no idea where that came from. Did you get it?
Almost. Oh, almost.
Oh.
Hang on.
They're invading at the minute.
I'm missing him.
I can't even see him.
I got him.
Did you?
And I got an achievement as well. Take aim.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, I killed him.
Oh, look at that. There we go. Successfully defended.
I can see what you mean now. It makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Like those pigs invading, you can sort them out. You're the man.
Yeah, I'm the pig
But
man.
I bet he couldn't even see you coming. So there we go. Yeah, another counterweight. We'll have a look at those mechanisms in a bit. This then gets into where we've got the portcullis right at the front of those two.
Oh, yeah.
Those sitting area. All these things where we can drop things down as well. These like holes here to shoot down on them as well as shooting forwards. I don't really know the point of these ones because they would have to be on the curtain wall to actually us to shoot at them. But hey, we can do. Why not?
Yeah.
Might as well shoot. If we get into this one, this tower is a little bit different. We have this bit doesn't join into the main, where the buttery was.
Yep.
So I didn't join it. I stopped it. They've kind of just used it as a storage kind of shed, really. And let's go upstairs. Let's go up these stairs here. And actually, I just realised I did something wrong. Fighting wise, it should be going the other way around because you should be able to fight with your right hand while you're retreating backwards up the stairs.
Yep.
Whereas they'd have to shoot kind of like fight left-handed, so that's a little bit of a oops on my part. Yeah, again, yeah, you can see here, where I was shooting you earlier, how clear it is into that death zone. You would have let me go down there, right? So if I'm here, where am I? Let's get sword out. There we go. That's it.
Boom.
I think I actually hit that with my sword. That's quite impressive. No, that's my head. Yeah. But, like pretty much angle-wise, I'm kind of in trouble. Doesn't really matter where I am. I'm trying to fight forwards. That's it. You've kind of got me.
Wow.
Like, so it's really good from that side.
That's good.
We actually don't go to the second level yet. We'll go into that in a second. So let's go for the front bit here, because I can explain this kind of like system. So we've got the portcullis going down. The iron is supposed to be like rope or something like that that's attached to it, or chains. Actually, sorry, chains. That's the one. Then goes onto this log. This log then goes into this room here, where I've just realised I completely forgot. How the hell are they supposed to pull this thing? There we go. Now they can use these to pull it. They'll grab onto these. They'll be able to turn it. They'll be able to lock the counterweight in place, and that's how they'll be able to raise the actual drawbridge.
That's awesome.
Cool. And we've got these towers. Is there a way up this one?
There's one here. Ladder.
It's on the outside, isn't it? Yeah, I remember this because I had to make it a little bit weird. Yeah, so there you go. Top of the tower, this one. And the other one has got a roof on it instead. So I've tried to mix the towers up a little bit. So I've tried to go with, bits of them that have got like these roofs and bits of them that don't. And I think it works quite nice to create a little bit of variation with the same size towers.
Yeah.
So it's quite good. But yeah, again, matriculations, you can see pretty clearly from this one. Like there, I'm like, I can shoot you quite easily if you're flying, obviously, but if you were all the way down the bottom, you'd be able to shoot them again.
You'd be able to see me though.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can see you down there.
Yeah. Oh,
bang!
Got me.
That's it. That's pretty much it. It's quite cool how you can actually see up on it, and it's just stairs. Right. Let's go inside. Let's go inside on the second level. If we go from, let's go from this side actually. Oh, there you are. So barracks on either side. We've got the counterweight. Again, another beam going across on the side, which they'll be able to pull on. There we go. Let's get this in place. All of that. In here we have the front area. So this is where you can again see into that death zone and kill people.
Is that a pea pot?
Yeah. That was for excrement and things that they might have wanted to throw on people that had invaded. But yes, it would be again, another bit of barracks. Very small walkway through the barracks area over here. I might be skipping through this a little bit fast. Which then goes into this tower, and then this tower goes up. And I can imagine quite a few guards going up into this one to have a sleep. So it's kind of out of the way.
Yeah, get away from it all.
And you're not going to get killed from that one at all. The view is. I don't know. I just couldn't imagine anyone actually really using that one. Right. So into the second floor. So one thing I did, which was interesting with this, is actually the chimneys. They actually do go all the way to the top of the building, and the smoke goes up because of the campfires. And I actually used that to my advantage with the fires. So on the second floor, we've also got fires. So actually let the smoke go up, and we kind of got it from here. But the idea with these is, or this floor is that this is more like where you come to chill out. You'd read a book, anything like that. Sit around, just talk with people in general. And with hot air rising as well, it'd probably be quite warm, especially if you're near the fire. What's in there?
I really like this though. When you mentioned before about the top just being like normal brick, and how you've opened it up and stuff, it makes more sense. It looks a lot better.
It does, yeah. Yeah, it looks a little bit fancier, doesn't it?
Hmm.
And also, yeah, the chandelier type things, I alternated them, so you've got quite a lot of light going in, and they are just the lanterns on fences. Really simple design, but yeah, just dropping it in and having one up higher, and it lights the room quite nicely as well as the fires. It would actually, I reckon, this room would be pretty warm, whereas normally with all the stone around it and it being on a cliff, you'd expect it to be quite wet and damp. Yep, go in there. Especially as you haven't had a toilet break for a little while, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
So, God, these are called garden robes. Garden robes, I think it's called, or garter robes. I can't remember. It's one of them. But yeah, they were toilets, and they would usually drop into a moat or just off the side of the castle. So yeah, that's where you'd go if you needed a number 1 or a number 2. You just let that drop into the ocean. I know, pretty grim.
Just drop chow anywhere. Just drop it.
Yeah,
here.
pretty much. Yeah, just sorry, mate. I just. Yeah, there you go. God, that's good. So there you go. You found the dungy.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Right. So what else can we get onto this side? Let's go onto the other side actually. So let's go the other way that we didn't go. So yeah, this is the other side of the portcullis. Again, ways to drop stuff down, and they've just got storage stuff here because they haven't been attacked for a little while. A little bit of a barracks area. We got some, similar to the downstairs as well with this bit. Yeah, that's the way in. Same kind of like bit behind some of the fires, and I've tried to make it so that you can imagine it being a little bit warmer on this because of this side.
Yeah.
Again, a couple little rooms. This one actually goes out onto the outside walls, so this one's quite, interesting for that side. So it goes into the towers. Each of the towers, even if they're able to take some of the walls, towers provide like a good layer of defense because you then have to break through the tower defenses to get to the next section of wall. And with this one, we've got another balcony where they can look over the bay. Again, really nice views actually.
Oh, it is.
I'm surprised. It's cool, isn't it? Yeah.
With all these little back entrances and stuff like that, it reminds me of like being a medieval Big Brother.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the way of it, isn't it? Right.
The king is always watching.
Where'd you go?
I'm here.
Oh, you're in there. Right, cool. So if we go in here, same kind of little rooms. Oh, yeah, sorry, bigger toilet. So that's the grand pooper. So that one's quite good. We'll actually have a look at the outside. Actually, that's what I wish I'd done. So that one, coming back out through that way we just came from. It just fits. It's nestled right here. Between 2 towers, and I did some texturing. A little bit of texturing on there.
So they just drop that.
That was it. Yeah, they would just drop straight through. Yeah, I can't believe it, but it'd be horrendous, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to. You wouldn't want to come and invade this area, would you?
No, you wouldn't. No, exactly. But I can imagine loads of like seagulls and stuff like that sitting on these. So
and you've got
rocks.
You've got the different textures and all.
Oh god, yeah, you have to do it. It's as real as you can get, really. Oh man. Right, actually, before we go into any more of the castle, is there any of the curtain walls that you want to see at all? I mean, they're pretty much all the towers are pretty standard. The only thing I did is the texture. Instead of it being wood on the curtain walls, it's like stone. So the walkways are actually stone. Or cobblestone, the idea being that, you've got stone brick on either side, and they would just fill them with gravel and just junk in general between walls because they just wanted stuff in there. So little rocks and things like that would go perfectly. There's not really too much. I mean, the only thing I guess is the stupid 45-degree angle gatehouse is the only thing that's probably a bit different that people might want to see. But again, counterweight, it's all on a 45-degree angle, and it makes it like about 1,000 times more difficult. But from some of the arrow slits, you can actually see onto the road, so it's not too bad from that side. But apart from that, it's kind of quite separated out.
I'm just up the top getting a bird's eye view.
Oh yeah,
absolutely awesome, man.
Kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Right. Are you ready to get onto the last layer?
The last
this
layer.
place.
I'm coming around. I'm coming around. There we go.
All right, there you are.
Yep.
So if we get into, yeah, let's go around this way. So if we go around here, yeah, we've gone past the toilet there. No, this is still not the last way. Oh no, it's because we've got to go back. That's why. But if we go about this, so that's just another room. I forgot if I had joined it up or not. So there we go. We're on the other side of the walls. Great hall now. Lots of heat. Like I was saying with these chimneys, I actually use, because of the smoke particle effect, if you fly in the fire, you see how the big hole is in the back?
Oh yeah.
So I kind of like stage some of them back a bit, and you can then see a hole right at the top. Oops, that's actually another fire. We'll have a look at that in a bit. Yeah, I kind of like cheated with that one. But yeah, I kind of like use the kind of like smoke particle effects coming up. It looks quite cool and kind of like all raises up. So yeah, it's a little bit cheaty, but kind of works. Right, so this way, what we have is another nice view. Gotta love these views. If we go up the stairs, these stairs go all the way down to the Great Hall. So and also another basement, but the basement in there's just got like chairs and a little throne. If we go up onto this one, open this little door, and we're now out onto the main area. So this is the top tower. Well, not really the top tower, but it's one of the top towers. And I've kind of like covered it up just to make sure that if it was raining, you don't get rain going all the way down into your tower. That was the idea behind that weird little box. It looks really bizarre though. It really does. It's just snaking around with a load of
it works though. It works though, doesn't it?
Yeah. But then even if you're and also the cover as well, actually, so I've also covered that up it added something onto the top of the tower, which made it look a little bit different, but you could then have somebody, guarding here and in the rain and all weather and all that kind of jazz. Do they also have, they've also got another balcony. I seem to have loved these balconies, actually.
They look really effective, dude. They look
cool,
really good.
I mean, I had to get a good view. I think there's a dude that lives up here. Yeah, there is, yeah. So there's a dude that lives up here, and that fire that we were just having a look at, I joined up the chimney to this one, and because the particle effects are coming up, it just kind of works. So it makes it look like there's a fire without there actually being a fire. It's kind of cool, isn't it?
Clever.
Yeah, it's cheaty. But again, if you got up here, you'd have to fight through this tower and then fight through the other door. Then we're on to the outside. And we have probably what would be your chambers. So this maybe where you'd be.
Oh, yeah.
sleeping.
Yep, yeah.
Nice bed. Nice fire as well, because you are, important. You've got a really good view of everything. You've got yourself a fire. You'd be nice and toasty warm. And you also have a nice balcony as well. So you'd be able to actually look out, less for defense, but more for, having a look down and going, oh.
I just come out, yeah. All right, Sam. How's the defences going, mate? Yeah, not bad, Z. Yeah, doing good, mate. How's your sleep? Yeah, good, Sam. Going back to bed, mate.
It's nice and warm, yeah. Yeah, how was yours? Well, I haven't got fire. All right.
I'm freezing.
Oh, yeah. Tough. But, nice little view.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
It's cool. Right, so if we now head on inside. So this is the bit above. This is the ceiling, effectively, of the Great Hall.
Oh wow!
Now this I'm actually quite proud of this. See this little seating area here?
Yeah.
What you probably didn't know is this is the roof. So the block in the middle is part of the roof design, and then the slabs on the side. So I decided, God, I've got to integrate this interior-wise. What can I do? So, like, a little sitting area where they can all sit around here, and they've got a little table. It kind of works.
It does. Fits really well and all. As soon as you walk in.
Yeah, you wouldn't know, would you? So yeah, that was quite cool actually. What else we got in here? Actually, yeah, let's go. But the other Lord. So this is potentially the Lord's chambers. So again, this is on more of the defensive side of the castle, really. So he'd be here, nice big bed. You can get onto the top of the tower as well, where there's a nice area to sit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, bloody good. And they've pretty much from this area. The reason I went with this one being the Lord's kind of area is just because the view is pretty panoramic. It's you can kind of see all the way into the ocean. You can see kind of like mountains and stuff in the background, the village, and everything else really. So that's the idea. And again, he has got his own fireplace. So it was a nightmare doing some of these fireplaces. I swear.
You've integrated them well though in their little nooks and crannies and stuff like that.
Yeah, this one I'm quite happy with because the angle of it just kind of worked really nicely actually. Really happy with that one. So if we keep on going, what's the hell's in there? Oh yeah, so that's the stairs that goes into where we went into the basement earlier. That staircase just goes all the way down, right to that kind of light side there. They've just got some stuff. And there we have probably some higher level servants that live in here, so in bunks. And again, like cheating with this little table thing as part of the roof.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, this works out well.
Yeah.
Right, Jim. Yeah, go give us a bit of an ale. Yeah, all right, just go outside the door, squeeze it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back in quick. There we go. Top
Exactly.
ups.
Yeah. Job done. And then here is the drawing room. So this is probably where, as gentlemen, would be sat here talking business and smoking in front of the fire with a gigantic cigar or a pipe or something. Oh yes, of course, yes. Mama bought Sherrington Castle. Oh, did she? Oh, yeah, very well, yeah. Like that. Just talking about absolute nonsense. So yeah, nice little area. Again, you can probably tell what that table is.
Yep.
It's just that this time I did chairs to try and make it less obvious. And then, perfect. Look at that sunset.
Oh, nice.
Perfect sunset. So this is the kind of end area. Now, this tower, interestingly, I made a small tower and I had no idea what it was for until I got to the end and I went, this would be the perfect place for a lighthouse. So that's why I ended up building like a fire kind of lighthouse on there. So it's quite interesting.
Works out well with the ships coming in to invade as well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Bird building those is awesome. Yeah, there we go. So that is it for Kliptoff. Also, if you haven't already noticed where the toilet on the outside of this little tower is, I did the same job down here. Had to do it. That one really stands out though because it's just rocks. So it's pretty horrendous, really. But
yeah, the distance from the height to the ground, the explosion and splatter.
The explosion, yeah, that would be pretty deadly, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It really would be. But there you go, and obviously stained glass window at the back of that great hall. Let me just turn it today so you can get a nice fly around if you want to have a look at anything else. That is the little castle that we've done in the last 3 episodes. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I had no idea how it was going to turn out before. It just kind of did. There's another pig. Again, it's really strange. This time it was with the what they called where we were shooting. Oh god, I killed it in one shot. That's quite incredible.
No, you've done an awesome job here, man. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite cool, isn't it? So yeah. But that's it, guys. If you've got any questions at all, make sure to let me know. And I'll leave a link in the description to both Zaris' channel and also the playlist for the time lapses of me making this. But I will be expanding this world as we go along. And I think what I'll do is I'll invite Z on any of those tours when they're in a finished state to kind of like go through them. But yeah, thanks for coming along, man. It's been good.
No, thanks for having me, dude. It was a pleasure. It was awesome for you to take me through and have a look full on.
Yeah, no problem at all. Right. Thanks, guys. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Later.